And we're live. Welcome to Strikeout Beer. Our Wednesday show, we're iced in. There's nothing really else to say about that. We're separated by an inch and a half of ice that's blanketed the absolute freaking Metroplex. I'm Rapid Dave. Next to me is Alan.
Yeah. What's going on, buddy? You okay? Like,
yeah.
Just no music. You just raw dog it. You just, I don't know, man. You seem discombobulated.
Maybe, you know what? Next time we do the home show or whatever, I'm just gonna have you set everything up, and then I'm gonna, you can do the music file, do the little intro, maybe a little robot. Can you do the robot? There you go. So when we do that, what's up, everybody? We got Lizzie in here with the cheers. Melton's in the house. TJ's in the house. What is going on? What's up, you sexy nutsacks? Oh, y'all can cuddle after that. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, welcome in. Tonight we're having a special beer that Alan went and picked up, and I'm sure he's going to read the can, but he's also going to give you a little background noise about what he did to go get this thing. So what are we having, Alan?
We are drinking from Wichita Falls Brewing, Taco Chaser, a Mexican-style lager, 12 fluid ounces, 5.2% alcohol by volume. This light and body and refreshing lager with hints of natural lime, flavors derived from Sabro hops, will keep you going all day while you hunt down the perfect taco. If you like beer, you'll love this beer. If you don't like beer, this beer will give you the strength to start.
Oh,
there we go. And the can is awesome. Like, this little beer guy here holding some tacos. We're smiling. He's got a little winky face over here. And over here, the taco's running for his life.
Oh,
this can tells a story.
Bad day to be a taco.
It's a bad day to be a taco.
It's okay. So I just kind of hard poured it too. And there's no carbonation in this one. Okay, so you got some head. Let's see if it goes away immediately. Okay, maybe I got a weird one. You know, I'm not trying to badmouth craft brewer shops or anything like that.
Oh, no.
But let's be honest. I've never poured a beer that looks like this. It would overflow on me.
He hasn't had a beer in a month and he doesn't know how to act.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, so I don't have a lime, so I'm going to put a lemon in here.
Okay.
Just a little bit of lemon juice, and then we're going to hit it with the beer salt because you got to, right? It's a Mexican lager. Show your head. I know, right? I don't know why. But so anyways, there we go. And so this should bring something. Now we got some stirring, some muttering around. All right, cheers to you. And it's not bad. It fits great in the Strikeout beer glass.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Yeah, I must have got a bad one. This is flat. Yeah, it's quite flat. Nothing really going on there. Luckily, I got two other ones. So
You got two more.
yeah,
You got two more chances to get this. Now I brought this beer to us from Wichita Falls. I went out there for went and bought some crap out in Wichita Falls during dry January. So there's nothing more depressing than going to a brewery and not being able to try anything they have. Like, I got some pizza while I was there because they got a little pizza place in there, and I got a Heineken 0.0 because that was the only non-alcoholic that they had there. So it was like,
it's surprising that a brewery had a non-alcoholic beer like that available. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they must have known that it was like dry January, you know,
like the only brewery in the area that knows, right?
Yeah. Like, who's that? That some guy was giving me crap about it, and I was like, if they know it's dry January, brew a non-alcoholic beer.
If only they knew when dry January was every year. Like, it sneaks up on you. You're like, oh crap, it's dry January. Had I known, I would have prepared. Oh wait, it's every January.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this beer. Community has, it's called
Nada.
It's Nada, and it's really good.
We've had it.
Yeah,
it's pretty tasty.
I feel like I got a weird one. I don't even want to drink it.
Well, you gotta finish it.
I don't have to do anything, but you know, I don't. Does yours taste like anything?
It's so part of me is like I'm kind of stopped up, so I don't know if that is a contributing factor.
This tastes like nothing.
It's okay. Like it's not bad, but it's not like good. It's okay. So
what the hell is going on here?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It is good. What is good? Oh yeah, community. Yeah, not as good.
Yeah. Fancy redeemed to take a drink. So cheers.
To be honest with you. Oh yeah, so did Lizzie. So we got cheers, take a drink. Cheers, take it. Okay, there we go. We got both.
Okay, so one more drink. Here we go. I'm taking one more.
See how it compares. No, they got a new one. Go get a new one.
What?
We've had Nada. I had Nada like last month. Yeah, I had Nada last month.
Yeah. I don't.
Nada tastes good. No, this one, I mean, maybe I'll have to go get something else. You know what? I won't put lemon or beer salt in the next one. How about that?
The next one? Okay.
Yeah, and I'll see how it tastes because I really wanted, I was like, hey, you know what? I was like, I got a Mexican lager. I was like, man, I was going to dress this thing up, get some chamoy, freaking, you know, put the topping all on it. And then, you know, it's like, I just found beer, salt, and a lemon. So.
Yeah. Oh, Slap said the guy who stole his diary just died. My thoughts are with his family.
Oh, Jesus.
Because his thoughts are written down in the diary, so the family has the diary. That's
they
why
have access to his thoughts.
Yeah. God. No. What you're drinking? Didn't you say you have a? Yeah, no, we got two more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got two more of them.
Yeah, we're having this.
Yeah.
This here. Did you read the side of the can? Or did you already read it?
I did. Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it.
We will give you a strength to start. That was right. The strength to start drinking this beer. I mean, yeah, it's just an international lager. That's kind of what they have it, but it's a Mexican style lager on the can. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like anything else, right? Lagers they generally have no flavor. They're usually quite bland. There's a reason people drink them when they're ice cold. You know, it just served at 28 degrees in a Hooters. You know what I mean? That's where they're usually served.
20 Peaks. That's where they show you the temperature of your beer. And every once in a while, it creeps up to 29. I'm like, hold on. I don't want my beer yet. Let's wait. I need it to go down a little bit.
Get that number just one more. Or if it gets lower.
If it gets to 27, I'm like, hold on. Can you warm it up a little bit for me?
Yeah.
It's a little too cold.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get it right there at 28. 29, no. 27, no.
I think they got them in those frosty mugs, which are, listen, when it's 110 degrees here, yeah, I'll drink a day. I want a beer out of I want a freezing ass cold beer, but it's like freezing here right now. It's cold. When I went out to the garage to get this beer. It's colder in the damn garage than it is in the fridge that's sitting in the garage. The garage beer fridge is almost warming these beers up at this point.
The funny thing is, like, for this, because I bought this a few weeks ago when I picked it up, and it's been just sitting in the garage. And I forgot to put it in the fridge. And like probably about 30 minutes before the show, I was like, okay, where's the beer at? I'm searching. I was like, oh crap, it's not in the fridge. Oh, good thing it's 25 degrees outside and my garage is ice cold. So we're still good.
That's one cool thing about being like up north and then during like the winter time or fall and whatnot, is you don't have to put your beer in the fridge. You just leave it outside. It's like, we rolled up to Kentucky a couple times and the beer's just sitting out on the porch. He goes, it's colder on the porch than it is in the fridge. I'm like, well, hell yeah. It won't pop. Willie goes, nah, it won't pop. I go, all right, then that's fine. I was real nervous about it. I go, I don't want to waste no beer. I'm here to drink the beer.
Yeah. I've definitely been up north when you got snow outside and you got the beer out there in the snow. It's just stuck in the snow. You open up the door and grab yourself a beer.
Absolutely.
Ice cold.
Mm-hmm. So damn cold. Once it touch your lips. All right. So when did you crack the seal? Did you stay up last night?
I did not. I did not do it last night. I did it probably about like an hour ago.
Was that when I got the notification we got popped on YouTube?
Yeah. Because apparently you can't say.
You don't put it in bold letters in the title. No one.
It wasn't bold. It was normal letters. It was normal letters. Okay.
When I opened it up,
have the option.
When I opened up the freaking app, it was like in 128 font bold FUCK. And then the rest was in regular font.
ED. Yeah. I mean, what? Is that not what it is? It's a technical term.
What's up, Elstad? How you doing? He's just showing off.
So I went and fixed it. So it's the title of the video is effed up February. And can't spell it out. But yeah, no, I got that out there, posted on the Patreon. Had a lighthearted ale, which I absolutely love from Bell's Brewing. It's a delicious low-cal IPA. It's good and good for you.
What's the carbs on those things?
Hold on a second. I got the can right here.
I want to know because I do have what's the other one? It's the
8.7 carbs.
It's not terrible. Not it's lighter than a lot of other beers, I guess. A lot of other full-bodied beers. What's that one? The Dogfish Head. Slightly Mighty. That's the one I got in the fridge. I bought right before January for some reason, and so it's just been sitting there. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, I got like probably 10 beers left in the fridge that are just eyeballing me.
This one, we were talking about, I think it was Monday, we were talking about beers with like protein in it. This has got 1.3 grams of protein.
Oh, nice.
So
very nice.
That's a thing. In Puerto Rico, they say do not litter. Just in Puerto Rico on the can. Everywhere else you can litter, just not Puerto Rico.
It's a small island. You don't want to be littering out there. Only assholes litter.
Yeah. But yeah, no, delicious. I love the can and I love the beer. It's good for you.
Yeah, and the OnlyFans, I just dropped that link in there. So I've been starting to taking pictures of my balls next to cans.
Okay.
So you get a little bit of both worlds on that thing. So check it out. It's free. We don't charge any money for that kind of action.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. We're going to start charging for the taint pictures, though. Taint, that's when you got to pay.
What do they call it? What is Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys call this? Jungle Bridge? Yes, Jungle Bridge. Those Jungle Bridge pictures are going to cost money.
It's going to cost you.
Yeah.
So you broke the seal last month on Dry January, which goes against the rules of Dry January. So
what is it? What does he say from waiting? He goes, I don't really abide by the rules because I wasn't consulting when the goddamn things were made.
This was your damn idea. This was all you.
I'm fine with it though. Hostile Dot. He was there, and he's the dude that made me. He made me. He
what
told
the
me.
Hell?
Yeah, a lot of peer pressure. It was so much peer pressure. And like, I just showed Lizzie because she was like, did you end up having a drink? I go, yeah. I was like, I had it last night about like 50 minutes earlier or whatever it was. I was like, I scored a hat trick. I go, here, watch the video. And so it's like me, and you can see I'm really giddy. Like I'm real casual on the first goal. I'm like, no big deal,
Whatever.
I scored another one and I go, whoop, I'm pouring it. I had the cup already, the glass, and I had the rock in it. And I go, all right, man. I poured it. I showed everybody, and I was like, it's sitting there. I'm kind of eyeballing it, and I'm playing. Give it one more look, and then I swear to God, I scored those 2 goals. I'm like, it's like 3 minutes in, the clock's gonna run out on me, but this effing puck takes like a weird dart off a wall into a corner, and it goes right in front of the goal, and it's not moving. It's just spinning. It's not moving. I'm like, I'll go ahead and hit it in. It's like they knew I had a bet. I could have flipped the car, slammed it in reverse, and knocked it in. And so I got all excited. I really didn't even know what to do. Like if you watch the video, I'm sitting there like, oh, let's freaking go. Oh my God, what do I do? And I'm like, I grab the cup and I get I go, so long 2022, like it's New Year's for some reason. And I was like, hello, February or something like that. I don't know. And then, yeah, it's also Dot's fault. Jay was, L Stud was there. I was like, you sons of bitches.
He ultimately succumbed to peer pressure. He was getting hammered with peer pressure.
I mean, I was getting it from everywhere. And so, but yeah, no, when it was like 15, 20 minutes till, and I sat there and I had some Tullamore Irish whiskey.
Right.
I did the first couple sips was straight up like just with the ice in it, and I was like, God bless it. And I had to put a little water in it because I have to, you know me. And so, but I had maybe one or two. And I was just sitting there.
I know peer pressure doesn't work. I've hung out with vegans before.
Yeah, they're the worst. They'll tell you that they're vegan. You don't even have to ask. They'll let you know. They'll let you know immediately. Like it's so weird.
Hey, do you know I was a vegan? Just curious. No, man, that's cool. Yeah.
Let's see, and then that was like a piece of perfect. Dave scores the third goal, and everyone quits, so he just takes a sip. Yeah, everybody. So I score the third goal, and then everybody decides to forfeit, so we win. And I'm like sitting there, I go, well, now I gotta drink because there's nothing else to do.
There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, but like I said, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, you got to get. I'm gonna hammer pour this next one. I'm just gonna tip it up and throw it in. And so like I said, I was up late. Lizzie worked till like 11, so I had L Stud, Hostile Dot was in there. Whiskey stayed up long with me as well. And then of course I didn't give Jimmy the mention. He goes, "What? I'm just like chopped liver, like I wasn't there." I go, "Well, you fell off early." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Bro, this was late night, so we were talking about everything, talking about travel, talking about music. I got muted because I had Incubus and Blink 182 playing in the background. We were back in the 90s, baby. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I did succumb to peer pressure, and I had a drink at 11:45. So, but you waited you went all the way through the day. I would have had a drink today.
I went all the way through the day. It was one of those. I worked a half day today, and then I had to run to the store to get a few things and stuff like that. And I came home. I took myself a little nappy nap. I was like, I'm gonna be up a little late tonight. Let me take a little nap. And got back and got something to eat. Come back home. I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and let's get that first beer in me. Let's get lubed up. Let's get lubricated. We had plans for the first beer, right? Originally, our original plans were. Was it like Ice Mage or something like that? It's a 25% beer from Martin House that just came out this last week that I went and picked up. And that was going to be our first beer. I was going to bring it over. We are going to do a pre-show beer review. And that's what it was going to be. We were going to welcome in 2023 with something that was just going to knock our socks off. And then Ice Storm showed up and we're like, well, oh, well.
Yeah. And it's cool. You know what I mean? The beer, I'm glad that we got our hands on that beer because we weren't even supposed to be able to get it. Like we weren't going to Ice Fest or whatever they call it at Martin House.
Yeah.
Someone was like, hey, they made the post about how they were having a big, fun day at Martin House on Saturday. And everybody's like, well, I can't make it. Is there any way we can get a hold of this beer? And they were like, you know what? We'll pull 200 cans for Friday. And I was like, dude, they got it. Go get it. They got it. Let's go. And you went out there and grabbed it. And there's another, I think another beer popped up at False Idol that was like really like a new release, mega hit. And so I was like, get this one too, man. And so we had our day. I'm kind of glad, but it just leads to next week being just an S show.
Well, I think we spread the two out. Like, I don't think we do them both the same day because let's just be honest, it ain't gonna work out well for us if we do that.
Yeah.
So I think maybe one's next week and one's the week after that. But that kind of leads us into beer talk because on these two beers, just two 16 ounces, right? These aren't big bombers or anything like that. These are in 16-ounce cans. We dropped $25 on one of them and 20 on the other one. So we spent $45 on two beers, which led to the conversation of what's the most you've ever spent on a beer, just one singular beer.
Yeah, it's that one, the one that costs $25. That's the most, and that's, what's crazy is, we went halvesies on that, and I was like, "Go get it, man." He's like, it's like $30. I go, "Here's half of it, man. Go get it, man. Go get it," because I wanted it that bad. But you know, that price, go to a ballpark or a stadium, a concert, and you're paying $12 for a Miller Lite. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're at least this beer is going to knock your socks off in one go.
And those ones are bigger though too, right? They're not the 16 ounces. They're the what's the size above that?
We call them the white boys. They're not the white boys. The 24, the 23 ounces,
Right, yeah.
They're not that size. It's a pint. If you go to a Cowboys game, it's a pint. They serve it in that. But now we've had them at the ballpark. We had them at the World Series where it's the draft. Now that one's like 22 ounces, 23,
Right.
and you're paying, $12, $13 for it or whatever. But over at Jerry World during a football game, you're paying $11 for a pint of Miller Lite in the aluminum bottle. And also at the Stars game, it's almost just as bad. I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? I remember when beers for like $5. And I used to complain about it like $5. Now I wish I could get $5 beers.
was it knocked up where it's like, oh, it's $20 beer night?
Yeah, 40-year-old virgin. Yeah. He goes, oh, it's busy in here. It's, oh, yeah, it's $20 beer night. It's insane. Yeah, save one for Valentine's Day and spend it together. Oh, Jesus. Most expensive pint in football, Washington Commanders. What's that average? On average?
What's the cost there? What's up, Headhunting?
Headhunting in the house. What up? I would be knocking out some shout outs, but I would really think that Francis would handle that, be shouting out all these awesome streamers that are coming in through Twitch. If you're not on Twitch, check us out, twitch.com or twitch.tv/strikeout beer. And then, check out the show live. Join us. See everybody that's commenting right now. Get in the action. So
$14 pint at Jazz games in Utah. Woo. I'm surprised they serve beer there in Utah, right? Because the Mormons, right? What's up? Melton's over there on the YouTube.
Melton went to YouTube. He's like, Facebook's not for me. Yeah, you know what? I didn't want to switch the subject or something like that, but it's still related to stadiums and beer. These videos every single day that pop up of someone getting into a fight, a shoving match, like some 100-pound woman is shoving a 300-pound guy, and they're both sloshed. They're both talking shit. And then she finally, she puts her hands up like in his face or goes to karate chop him in the neck, and he just fucking lays her out. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, there's a brawl. I'm like, you know what they should do? Serve more alcohol at football games. But it really wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't matter because of the fact that everyone goes to the park. You tailgate for 8 hours before the damn game starts. So you're shit-faced. I don't even know how the hell you get in the stadium. And it's
last couple of football games I went to, I didn't even drink when I went in, because I did all my drinking in the parking lot. It's like, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pay, $14 a beer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to get trashed before and just ride it out through the game. Like, let me get myself some nachos and maybe a bucket of popcorn. I don't know. We'll see what happens, and just chill. But you see the videos, like it was after the Philly Philly San Fran game, right? And it's after the game, and all the 49ers fans are, they stayed the whole game, right? They stayed the whole time. They're walking out, and the Philly fans are just being as classy as ever, yelling, screaming, chunking beer cans at them as they're walking by. And like, they're recording like this guy, showing like, hey, these guys are throwing beer cans at them. They're trying to document just in case they get the living crap beat out of them.
Yeah.
Like, they just got pounded in the stadium, right? Like, they just went through like almost a half of football with no quarterback. They just had a guy who could hand the ball off, essentially. Yeah. And you go out there. Yeah, they got the grease the light post. It's just stay classy, Philly. That's it. I don't get the Philly fans, and I understand that crazy shit that's going on in the parking lot. But yeah, you're sitting there throwing beer cans at someone that's walking to their car. They're just trying to leave. They're just trying to leave. They sat through and endured an uphill battle of just getting their teeth kicked in the NFC Championship. And now here you are throwing beer cans. I'm like, these are the same morons that throw batteries at Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like these people are fucking stupid. When Michael Irvin is getting carried off the field in a neck brace on a cart, who you don't know if the guy's ever going to walk again or anything, right? And they're chunking snowballs at him. Like, Eh,
There's something wrong.
What are
up
we
there.
doing here?
There's something wrong.
What are we doing?
I don't I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's something in the water or too much not enough area, too many people packed on one. I don't know, man, but it is weird.
Just, I mean, it's a football stadium that has a jail cell in the bottom of it. Like, you got to have a jail cell there. Come on, man.
Unbelievable. Just gotta start putting people down. Like just yeah, you know what? This one we're gonna have to take you down. You're just going, we gotta start eliminate your genes from the possibility of reproducing, and we gotta just do it now. We gotta nip it in the bud.
Here's an idea. So up there at the very top, right? You go above the seats, up there in the rafters and things like that. You have little crow's nests with snipers with trank darts. Okay. And if you're there at the game and someone's acting out, you got the text number, you shoot a text over, or they're also scanning the crowd, and they say, "Hey, I'm over here in section such and such, blah blah blah." This dude's, and so they got their binoculars and their scope, and they can see, and they can, hey, look, here's what's going on. Are we good to go? And you got someone say, "Yeah, do it," and then all of a sudden, just gets hit in the neck with a trank dart, just like well, yeah, you know what I like about you, man? You're cool, man. Yeah. And you just go down, and then like a minute later, here comes a couple guys. They come, they pick you up, they take you off. This is where the jail cell comes in, right? Mm-hmm. And you sleep it off.
It just, everybody's too drunk. The only good thing about Philly team making the conference champions, the only time Mike Trout or Joel Embiid will ever attend one. I saw that. I saw the meme on that, and I laughed pretty good. I had a nice little chuckle. I thought it was funny.
The best one was Joel Embiid standing next to Kevin Hart. You saw that one, right?
Yeah.
It looks like he's brought his kid to the game.
It's the same thing as Shaq and him a couple years ago. All right, there we go. Now we got some head. All right, there we go.
And you didn't even pour that hard.
Nah, I kind of laid off. I dumped it at first to get it going, and then this is what we're left with. Okay, good.
My second one's a little bit better than my first one. Yeah. This has got more of that kind of, with your Mexican style lagers, you get that little bit of I don't want to say it's like a bitterness, but there's just a certain little something that you get with it. Headhunt redeemed a Rapid Dave Hates, and Hasseldat redeemed a Take a Drink.
I don't even have a hate.
Drink real quick.
I don't even have a hate.
I'm sure you can come up with something you hate.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, that's better. See, I got a flat one earlier, and this one tastes better. That's one thing I don't like. You know what? On this beautiful day, February 1st, 2023,
of our dear Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ,
Rapid Dave hates inconsistency of beers. It drives me crazy. If I get a beer and I like that beer, I want the next beer that I have that is labeled the same, the exact same, to be the same as that beer. I don't like inconsistencies. So there you go. The first beer, I wish, I'm glad I got the first beer kind of out of the way, but it probably would have slipped by me if it was the third one. But it was the first one right out of the gate. So I'm like, yeah, Jesus. Do you hate? No, I don't hate Groundhog Day because I'm actually about to watch that movie all day tomorrow because it's usually on AMC.
Yep.
And that's exactly, I saw the preview for it and I was like, jackpot, baby. February 2nd, here we go.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
First time in a long time, Dave? Jesus. So yeah, that, and so back to the whole stadium and whatnot, and people, they got to do something about these fans acting crazy, starting fights, and like, listen, if you're there with a pal, someone's got to be the wrangler, right? Someone's got to have like hey man, let's not do that. Hey, let's, whatever. You can't have one moron that's just an a-hole and not have someone else that kind of ring them in. You know what I mean? It's like when you get a little too many drinks in you, you're feeling good, you're, whatever. But your buddy's like, nah, we can't do that, man. Let's go over here and have another drink or something like that. You know what I mean? Throw a smoke screen up or something. But you can't. It's just like.
Well, I mean, we tried that because we had those season passes with Cuddles. Yeah. And you got me and you, two big assholes, and you got Cuddles over here, and he's just like, yeah, man, just do whatever, man. Just.
Let's do it, man. Let's get crazy. And then of course he's sitting there. He can't even. Like, so this is back when they released the new technology, right, of this pouring of the beer. And the beer had a hole, the cup had a hole in the bottom that had a magnet on top of it. And you put it down on the thing, it fills it up from the bottom. He's like, oh my God, that's crazy. And he's like, I just want to I go, don't put your finger in there, dude. It's gonna spill over. He goes, no, I just and it dumped 16 ounces of beer everywhere. I would go, you idiot. What are you doing? And it's like, oh, I just had to, man. I just had to. And I'm like, oh my God in heaven.
And then you grabbed it and chunked it, and it went in the bullpen. And I went down, like talking to the security guy right there at the bullpen, be like, hey, can you go talk to Feliz over there and just, we're cool. Me and him are cool. Can you go ask him to go get that for us? We got this little thing that was at the bottom of our beer. Yeah, I just the fact that we didn't get kicked out of any games was a miracle, right? Like
baseball time in Texas. What are you gonna do? Yeah. But it just there has to be something where I don't know what, but it's just something needs to be done, right? Because there's nothing but every week, every game, there's always a fight. These guys and gals and it's not just guys, like I said, guys and gals. They're just too damn mouthy, and like one of them was like a drunk dad, and the chick was like barking at or whatever, and he just put his hand out, goes to stop. She's just kind of like, he has his hand out like this. Well, she's so dumb and drunk that she's just running into the hand, like, you know what I mean? You can't just avoid, like, give a little juke or something like that. She's running the house. Get your hands off of me. And it was like, you ran into his hand. He's just holding his hand out, just trying to keep you drunk ass away. Then they start swinging, and the son gets involved. He's like a young. He goes, Dad, go, come on, let's, and he's trying to break it up. I'm like, he ain't like that other guy that, that other son that we saw at that ball game with that bald dude that was in his face. Whatever got him in that he choked the shit out of that dude. Are you guys going to cover? It's NFL is rigged. It's absolutely rigged.
I mean, there's a story out there. I didn't get a chance to read it, but apparently Arian Foster was on a podcast and said it's scripted. The NFL scripted. And then then there's the meme out there of Arian Foster saying it's scripted, and then next to it is the picture of Dak from last year with his foot like this, right? And it's like a conversation before the season. Jera, yeah, Dak, we're gonna need you to just go ahead and break the ankle. Okay, how broken are we talking here? Are we talking a little bit? We talking pointing the wrong way, completely off? What do you want, Jera? Just pointing the wrong way. Okay, I got you. And then there's a picture of him holding up his leg and his foot's going the other way.
That all the injuries and stuff, totally right. I think there's like an overall thing, but go ahead and type in NFL rigged like into Google, and it auto completes Chiefs game. Yeah, like that auto completes, and it's like, all right, is it scripted? Is there things? I don't think so. But is it rigged? Like there's some calls or there's some things that like, hey man, you need to do this or you need to do that. Like I said, I thought, what's that little dude from the Raiders, Renfro? He's dropping passes. He's like point shaving and shit. Like
just a sprain.
That guy never drops passes. And then there's like a game that he needed to catch these two balls, I think, to cover the spread or something was going to happen or whatever the hell it was. Hits him right here, and he goes, oh, I don't know what to do with my hands. And it's like, what are you doing, man? You never dropped that pass. And sure as shit, that's what it is. But I really do think that there is something there. There's something out there that's, because some of these games, or at least the refs are, I mean, you're going to find out in another 5 or 10 years, like you did in the NBA, where the referees betting on the games, and like there's point shaving and shit. The whole like
Tim Donahue situation and things like that. Yeah, I mean,
that's the extent of it. I don't think it's scripted like the WWE, WWF. Don't at me. I don't care. It's wrestling.
Yeah, right. To script something like that on that level is absurd, right? Yeah. But I don't know, but
rigged, maybe.
It's just crazy. Like Arian Foster coming out there and saying it's scripted. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not WWE, but there's some shaky shit. I mean,
that's what we're saying, and I absolutely agree that I think something's going to come out. It's very blatant. This season and the previous season, it seems to be there's some crazy calls. There's a lot of weird stuff going on that you're like, okay, so what exactly is the deal? It'll be a couple years, 5-10 years, something in our lifetime that they come out and they say that something is going on or that there was a scandal, right? But it's not scripted. I can tell you that.
Because if you're going to script it, are you really going to script that? Tell me, let's talk about the writer's room for the Eagles 49ers game. Right? Like,
that's what you have to.
We're going to have a blowout here where for a whole half of football, the 49ers aren't going to have a quarterback who could throw the ball.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that where you can't plan for injuries and things like that. But there's a difference between scripted and rigged. Rigged is something else that like calls, you know what I mean? Like if phantom calls or over calls and bad, like no calls on DPI or over calls on DPI, things like that. I think it's more of a good old boys club. There's some I guarantee.
Yeah, but here's the one thing going against that: the Cowboys. Because if there's anybody that would be more a part of the good old boys club, it's Jerry. Jerry's the one that when he came on board, the NFL really started making an ton of money. Jerry owns NFL Films. He's been a huge part of so much. So you're going to tell me that Jerry's part? This is the in boys and the in owners, and Jerry's not a part of that, and the Cowboys haven't won in 87 years? No. No.
I say yes, and I say that they are more popular now, currently
popular. But
then his team is worth more money now than ever before, right? Like the Cowboys, they are worth more money. But and I think it's better for them if they don't win, because then you got you know what drives most of this shit? The Cowboy haters. The Cowboy fans are over the top, like just dumb sometimes.
Are you trying to tell me that they wouldn't be worth more if they were winning?
I mean,
they're going to be worth an S-ton more if they're winning.
An S-ton. Let's see. You think Jerry Jones is letting these script writers get away with it? He's in there every he goes, now listen here. But they cut him another check for another $1 billion. And he goes, well, all right now.
No. Jerry wants to win. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He needs to get him a Super Bowl without Jimmy. Yeah. Because that one with Barry didn't count because that was still Jimmy's team.
Exactly.
I could have coached that team to a Super Bowl.
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying. I do.
It just runs itself.
It just runs itself, which is crazy because like that was one big thing that like I was hearing like this last week, especially like here in Dallas. They're talking about, there's a couple of guys that are talking about like head coaches don't really make that big of a difference. And I'm like, really? Because Kyle Shanahan is coaching the shit out of that team. Are you trying to tell me that if Brock Purdy was on the Cowboys, you would have the same results? If you get down to your third quarterback with the Cowboys, you're having those same results? No.
I mean, Cooper Rush was doing pretty good.
Not. Cooper Rush was all right, but that was when that defense was carrying that team. At the end of the season, that defense wasn't the same because of all the work they had to do the first part of the season just to drag that team along.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush is out there throwing for 120 yards and getting dubs. Yeah. Well, I mean, come on.
I think Cletus has a point here. Cowboys draw insanely more ratings. Jerry is not in the club anymore. He passed off the key, dudes. And I think that's true. Like he's just really in not that club anymore, right? Like he's not part of that. And that's why I say I really do think it's rigged. I'm not saying scripted at all because you can't script that kind of stuff, right? But when it comes down to like certain calls, certain plays, certain things. I mean, you tell me every week that you guys got robbed because of this call or that call, right?
Well, there's definitely a thing out there, and you can Google Detroit Lions curse, and it's a real thing. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. But you don't believe in this thing, but you believe in that. But you believe in curses, but not rigged.
Yeah, curses are different than rigged. Okay, well, let's hold on here. Curses are way different than things being rigged. Okay. Curses are dealing with black magic and crap like that. That's real. Okay.
Against the miners. McCarthy, I don't see. Oh God, he's not playing. They're going to bring
calling the plays.
He's calling the plays in February. He's not calling the plays come August and September. There's no way.
He's already said it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I don't care what.
I'm doing it.
I don't care what that guy says. Like, and he somehow that they're like, oh yeah, his job's secure. I go, he's secure for like I don't know how much longer secure, but he's got. Let me tell you,
his leash is this short. Here's the problem. And Jerry didn't want to give up a first round pick to get Sean Payton.
Sean Payton is the coach of the Broncos. Does that do anything for you? A wiggle down there?
I mean,
it's got to, right?
As soon as you get, I mean, even with Russell Wilson, you might. I definitely think Sean Payton is a more competent coach than Nathaniel Hackett.
Of course.
I mean, just look at what happened when Hackett was gone. The Broncos played a lot better. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's going to do something. But I also think, I think it's like I posted if you're not part of the Discord, get in there. Because I posted the meme, and it's the picture of Sean Payton, and he's got the Broncos gear on next to Russell Wilson. It says, if you're not with me when we're 5-11, don't be with me when we're 6-11, 6 and or 5-12, and you're not with us when we're 5-11. Like it's a 1-game difference, but they'll definitely be better next year with Sean Payton, I think. But I also think Sean Payton is overrated as a coach too. Like, there's definitely something there.
Let's see. Sean Payton gave Jameis Winston his highest QBR in the season. He can work with QBs. He can. And Cletus is still on it, man. He goes, like how there was no PI call for the Chiefs defender that never turned his head on the drive after the extra down defensive hold. Yeah, I hear you. I feel you. But yeah, I really do. I think it's rigged. You want to move on? Are we good on NFL?
I think Cletus has a lot of opinions for a cat. Okay, he got way too many opinions for a cat
that can't flush a toilet.
Right.
Damn it. He's got no thumbs, fucker. Why do you have to have thumbs to flush the toilet?
Like, I don't know. I never use my thumb to flush the toilet.
I'm trying to figure out how I do it. I probably have to go here in a little bit.
You just stick your hand. Heck, I've been places where I stick the foot up and I use the foot, right?
So you use your finger. I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? I like cat teams. Oh, it's a big Panthers fan, I see, huh?
How do you feel about that Frank Wright hire there?
Lions keep effing me. Oh, they do, right? God, the Lions suck.
Hey, watch out. We're winning this whole thing next year.
Yeah. He keeps telling me that.
I am upset. We did lose Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley isn't with us anymore.
Did he die? You make him sound like he died.
He went to the Panthers, so he might as well have died, right? Like
Lions, Panthers. Yeah, what's the difference?
He's gonna go be on Frank Wright's staff. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, right. Like I wouldn't have left. That had to be a promotion. I don't know who any of these people are.
I mean, he was an assistant head coach with Detroit, so assistant head coach / running backs coach. But you know what? Just best of luck to you. I'm going to miss you on the team. Dude's a hell of a coach, and I don't think it'll be long before he has his own team, before he's coaching his own team. But we'll see. Have fun with Frank Wright and the Panthers. Broncos hate first-round picks. They're just bad at him. So why not just get rid of it? You know what? You can't have a crappy first-round pick if you don't have one.
Exactly.
So
it's using your head there, buddy. That's using your head there.
Cue the Eddie Murphy meme.
Let's finish up. It's not Eddie Murphy. It's what's his name? The guy from Reading Rainbow or something.
That's Eddie Murphy.
What's that?
That's not LeVar Burton. That's Eddie Murphy.
And oh boy. Rams philosophy for sure. Oh God, I don't even know what to do right now. It's like I thought it was an all-star staff that, as seen on TV via Hard Knocks. Last thing I think we have is the update. Tom Brady's retiring again, and to finish that off, who gives a shit?
This is also the 1-year anniversary of Tom Brady retiring.
Yeah, right.
It's the 1-year anniversary of Tom Brady retiring.
I don't. Oh boy, there's no way that you think that that's Eddie Murphy.
What? Is it not?
Don't even say it either, because we're live. Don't say what you always say. Don't you?
I've never said that.
Don't do it.
I have never said that. That is something that I have you. You've written letters to me saying that.
You can't even get there. You're like,
you famously, you thought Steph Curry was playing last week.
He looks just like his brother.
It wasn't even his brother you mixed him up with. It was Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I have never said that knowing what Dave's about to say. I'm telling you.
Ben Simmons.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I was like, that's Eddie Murphy. Like, that is not Eddie Murphy, sir. So yeah, he's Tom Brady retired again, and I couldn't care less, right? Like, do you care? Does it do anything for you? He was on a 8-9 football team, and I'm ready for him. Charlie Murphy is dead. R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Moment of silence for Charlie Murphy.
All we can hear is your kids in the background fucking yelling.
I think you missed that beep there.
Yeah.
You should have had that a little bit sooner.
Jesus. Unity. So, all right. Do you care at all? You don't care about this story, right?
I mean, I do. I
He's
mean,
retired again.
he's the greatest quarterback ever to play, the greatest football player ever to play, right? And him stepping away, I didn't think he was going to step away like this, right? I did not see him stepping away like this. He must have, his people must have put some feelers out there on a few teams that he wanted to play on, and the interest just wasn't there. And he said, you know what? I'm done. I did get a chuckle because, you know, the alert came out. I don't know if it was like super early in the morning or late last night. I don't know. But I remember laying in bed and hearing the Sports Center little alert on my phone. I'm like, sports is happening now? Like, that was weird. But I just went back to sleep. I assumed someone died. Like, if you get an alert like that at that time of the night or the morning, someone died. But no, I look and it's Tom Brady retired. I'm like, and then you watch the video and you're like, huh. And he mentions, I just want to thank, he's talking about people that supported him. And I just want to thank my family for their support. Well, I don't know if he noticed or not, but his wife kind of left him. So
he's got other family, right? She's not real family. She's just his wife.
He was the original NFL rigged with that tuck rule garbage. I mean, it instituted a change in rules, right? So rigged? No.
No.
That
was pretty. That was a lot. Why don't we get a Raiders fan on the phone real quick and see what ex-wife doesn't count? Yes, it doesn't count.
Well, now, but at the time when he came back, she wasn't. She wasn't his ex-wife until like 4 games into the season.
Yeah, now she doesn't.
She was like, "Man, he sucks this year. I'm out."
Yeah, this guy's a loser. I told you to lift some weights. Quit stressing so goddamn much. Have a steak.
Eat a cheeseburger. But yeah, no, it's significant. It's huge, right? And like you can actually break down his career into 3 different Hall of Fame careers. Like with the length that he played and the stats and the numbers that he put up during certain periods of time and the Super Bowls he won, you can break it down into 3 Hall of Fame careers. Like, this is the biggest slam dunk when it comes to Hall of Fame that there's ever been, you know? And it was funny, like JJ Watt tweeted out, you know, welcome to the newly retired players club. It was an honor to play against you, blah, 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 blah. The retired golf game is at 10 a.m. every day. New guy buys beer. Bring your card.
That's pretty good. What's up, Javier? How you doing? The Brady Bunch telenovela. Novella.
It was absolutely bullshit. There's no debate. He fumbled game over. Yeah. Letter of the law. Hey, but Cleese is also one of those like Dez caught it. But Dez didn't catch it.
He's one of those guys? I'm out.
Of course he is.
Oh, God.
Of course he is.
That is not a catch. It's not a catch.
It is now because they changed the rules.
Yeah.
But before they changed the rules, it wasn't.
Didn't look like a catch to me. I remember I was like at Lizzie's folks watching that game, and I was like, I don't give a shit.
Hostile territory.
I was like, I don't really give a shit if he caught the ball. And they were like, you know why? And I go, because like 2.5 minutes left for Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna go score. You know that, right? And
you're still assuming the Cowboys are going to score there.
Yeah.
That wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah, just let him in. Who cares? It doesn't matter because Aaron Rodgers gets the ball back with 2 minutes. No one cares. The Cowboys defense back then couldn't stop a nosebleed. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I didn't give a shit if he scored or not. I go, here we go. All I was thinking was fantasy points. I was like, here we go. A couple more points, baby.
You're thinking fantasy points in the playoffs?
No, I'm just saying in general, like DFS.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I do those heads up matches or whatever.
Yeah.
Showdowns, what they're called.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Absolutely. All season long. Get those free. Hey, if you're not playing DraftKings, you should be. You know, if you're a responsible adult or something like that, there's free games every single week. We play them. We play the tourneys. What is it, like 5,000 of free cash, 10,000 free cash? Yeah. I think you got Miller Lite, you got Jose Cuervo, you have Jim Beam or whatever. They'll put up money. All you got to do is check them out.
Cashed in huge on those where I've won like 35, 45, 60 cents. Like cashing in on the regular on those.
It pays for next year, doesn't it?
But that's the thing. Like I play those for free. I never put money in because I just play those free ones and I win a little bit, and I play the ones that don't cost a lot, and it's just enough to keep it interesting. You know, I did get a chuckle because like I was listening listening to the radio, and they got this whole thing about, I think it might be like Underdog Sports or something. One of the daily ones, but I think it was like Underdog. And like at the end of it, it says, if you're concerned with your play, call us at, and they give the phone number. And I'm like, man, I'm really concerned about my lineup this week because I don't think it's gonna. I might have taken too many risks. Like
every week, you got too many risks. You start too many Lions, and it's insane.
Hey, this year paid off like a champ. So
2 of them, yeah, not Swift. If you had Jamal, everybody put Jamal in their lineups, right? Because he was just going to fall in the end zone from the 1 year. For some reason, the receivers for the Lions can't get in the end zone unless they're on the 1 yard line. And then, of course, Jamal, how many touchdowns did he have? Was it 26? 28? He broke Barry's record, right? With the extra game?
19, I think. 19?
I thought it was more than that. But anyways, so, you always had Jamal Williams, and you have Amon St. Brown. Jared Goff started lighting up towards the end, scoring like 30 points a game, 40 points a game. And they were always on the cheap. And then they started ticking upwards. But you could always still get Goff. But Jamal Williams was always good for 1 freaking touchdown. At least, hell, maybe 2. So, but anyways, what do we got else? It's 51 minutes of NFL talk.
I mean, and we didn't even talk about all the NFL talk that we had. Like, we still had some NFL talk.
Let's go.
So there's talk, and the big thing was the test for this was supposed to be this year, but the script writers didn't get the memo that the Bills were supposed to move on and not the Bengals, right? Because they were going to test out the neutral site this year. That was going to be the big thing. They were already selling tickets for it. But again, the NFL's rigged. And even though they sold tickets for the game, their script went otherwise. But
did you see that TikTok? It was something that was like, they were sitting back and they were like, hey, what do you want to happen this year? I don't care. As long as the Bills don't make it. I don't give a shit. And like, it was like some video of someone talking. It was quite funny.
What have the Bills done to anybody?
I don't know. But it was like, as long as the Bills don't make it, they're like, all right, no problem. And
again, do you think the scriptwriters would have written a team losing the Super Bowl 4 freaking years in a row? Like, you're gonna give them 1. Like the Bills, the owner, he's reading the script. He's like, all right, we're losing this year. Okay, by the 4th one, he's like, come on. Give me a break.
I got Stephon Diggs over here losing his shit every single play.
Oh,
I got Josh Allen. He's starting to get banged up. I can't keep it going, man. When they've written Allen,
whatever, Hostile. Get on. You know what? I don't. You're a bad influence, Hostile Dot. You force Rapid Dave to take a drink, and
you know too much and are too damn smart. Don't be bringing that smart shit in here.
Get your words out of here, okay? Sick of you and your words. Oh, I forced him. You did. Because Rapid Dave folds like a lawn chair under pressure. Okay. If there's anything that's known about Rapid Dave is he caves under pressure. And all you got to do is say, come on, man. And he goes, all right, I'm in. That's why we get sloshed every freaking Monday night. Because I just look at him, I go, he's like, I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore. It's like, 1 more? You're like, okay, all right. You're twisting my arm.
See, it's not my fault. It's like,
it's not my fault.
He's like this. He's like, hey, man, you want to have like 1 more? Like, I guess. Why not?
He's like, all right. Like, hey, look, I know you got that 23% barrel aged one that's been sitting back there for a while. Let's do that. And you're like, that's a fucking great idea, man. Let's do it.
It's so bad. It was so bad. It was dumb. We had a barley one at like 2 a.m. on a Monday night.
Oh, God.
What were we thinking? And it was a year old, I think. It wasn't a year old, I think it was. Like, what the hell were we doing?
Here's what I know. I woke up the next morning still drunk.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Like bumping into shit, trying to move around through the room.
I wake up and I look at Liz. I was like, you're going to have to take both kids to school today. She's like, what? I was like, I'm still drunk. I'm not
take your kids to school, lady. I'm busy.
It's like, I'm still drunk. I'm just going to be honest with you. I got about another 5 hours before I can drive. I can't take the kid.
All right.
And hey, while you're out, can you stop and get me some Whataburger, please?
I need a. Are you a breakfast on the bun or a taquito guy?
Taquitos.
Taquitos all the way?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was breakfast on a bun for the longest time. I love sausage. The sausage breakfast on a bun.
I bet you do love sausage.
I do. Oh God, you get that with that spicy ketchup. Yeah. All right. So last one, we're 1-1 for the carbonation test. So let's see here. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. So. Perfect. All right. So I had like a one-off. But that's still just it's
Same
seriously
here.
like an annoying thing where you have that one beer that it's not the same as the others. Happy February, Beard Laws. Cheers to you, brother.
Woo!
Man,
We're drinking beers.
did you have anything else for NFL? Or are we moving? What did you have?
I mean, we didn't even really talk about what we were going to talk about.
What was it?
But they were going to do neutral. They're talking about neutral sites for the championship games,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
for the AFC and the NFC championship games. Which,
Mhm.
why? Like, and they're like, oh, there's going to be more money in it. Blah blah blah. Why does it matter where you have the game, as far as the money is concerned, right? And then what's the point of the seating at that point in time, right?
Yeah.
Because you're pushing, you're playing your guys. You know, there's a reason why Jalen Hurts came back the last game of the season, because the Eagles had to win that last game to clinch home field advantage.
Mhm.
If that game is going to be played at a neutral site, he doesn't come back that last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? The scriptwriters already know what's going to happen. Exactly. Like, but before the season even starts, you already know what's going to happen. So, but what's the point of having it at a neutral site? Like, I don't get that.
I don't agree to that, and I'm on board with bringing the Super Bowl to the home team, right? Like if you have a better record, you know, for your division, if it's, you know, you tiebreakers, you can figure it out to where the actual team who deserves home field advantage gets home field advantage for the Super Bowl. I don't mind the neutral sites.
The winner of the Pro Bowl gets home field advantage.
No, we're not doing it like baseball. No, God no. But you know what? F it. I don't care. But you'll end up with like someone like Tampa Bay, like 8-9, but they go on a hell of a run, and now it's in Tampa or something like that. But I do feel like I think that'd be cool. I don't want neutral sites for NFC because you're right. It's like there's no point, right? They're like, oh well, I'm not. It's neutral site. No one cares. And give me the Super Bowl at the home teams, like their stadium.
I don't know. I like the Super Bowl at the neutral site.
You like it in the South every year? You know what I mean? Like it's either in Tampa or it's in Arizona. It's in a dome. I mean, it's been in Minnesota as well.
It's been in Detroit. You know, it's been all over the place.
Domes.
Yeah.
But that's not fun. Like a dome, and nobody wants to see a Super Bowl in a dome. You know what I mean?
Just build a Super Bowl stadium somewhere, have it there every year. I don't. I like it moving around and things like that. I like it at the neutral site. But the Super Bowl is also one of those things that people plan. Some people plan their entire year around that, right? They're buying tickets as soon as they're available to sell. They're getting their hotel. They're planning their trip around. They're planning their years, their weeks. Maybe they get 1 week of vacation, right? They're at a job where they get 1 week vacation, and that's the Super Bowl. They plan everything around that.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I thought about going out to Arizona. Like I was like, if they win, I might go. You know what I mean? And
next year Super Bowl will be an empty World Cup stadium in Qatar.
Oh God, Qatar, dude. Yeah. Oh my God, it's crazy.
But I mean, you have that everywhere where the World Cup is just about.
Except for here.
Well, yeah, but we have a lot of other
wild ass countries.
Right.
Like that,
yeah.
Check out all that stuff about the World Cup in Qatar or whatever you do. It is crazy.
Oh, it's insane. Or just look at even like not even just the empty stadiums that are there now, but like the places that like some of these places that have the Olympics. Like there's a whole account dedicated towards abandoned sites from Olympics, like when the Olympics happened, and all these stadiums and things like that were built just for the Olympics. And now it's like it looks like it was somewhere like when Hiroshima happened, right? It's a bombed out place and nothing happens there. And like you see graffiti everywhere and here comes a deer running by or something like that. It's insane.
Well, we're talking about like with Qatar, like all these cities like that they had games in and stuff like that didn't exist, right? They didn't exist like 10 years ago. Then they had migrant workers come over and a shitload of them died. All that it's like modern day slavery and shit, man.
I was just going to say it wasn't workers. It was slaves. It was straight up legit, but that's besides the point. Like
Beijing Olympic stadiums are empty vessels now. Yeah. And luckily, I think we're gonna have the World Cup. I think the games are here. Are they not?
Yeah, the next World Cup. It's I think it's between here, Mexico, and Canada. Like it's a whole like North America thing.
Yeah.
And I think there's actually gonna be some. Yeah, at Jerry World, out at the Death Star.
And in Houston. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, but 14 stadiums in the U.S. Yeah, I mean, there's stadiums all over the place here, right? But yeah, but having this, I like the Super Bowl at a neutral site. Um, it's you don't know who's going to be there. It kind of gives both teams an opportunity, things like that. The crowd's always pumped up for the Super Bowl, right? It doesn't matter who's there. There's plenty of people there for both sides of it. But
But think of
the
this.
championship games, I don't know about that.
Well, think of it like this, right? Say that you didn't buy tickets because your team never makes it to the playoffs, right? And then this year they made it to the playoffs, and then you don't think they're going to win the first round because they don't even make it to the playoffs, right? But then all of a sudden they win the first round, and now they're through the wild card. Now they're on to the division. It's not divisional; it's called something else, conference or some shit. I can't think of it right now. But then finally, your team finally gets to the say the NFC championship game. They're still massive underdogs. You're like, oh yeah, no, this is awesome. I'm glad they're there. And then they win, and you're like, Jesus, I want to go see them in the Super Bowl. Well, that's as much planning as you have. 2 weeks to secure lodging, secure a ticket, and then secure getting the hell out there wherever it is. It could be in like Washington or something, right? That is what I'm talking about. Like, it's like, all right, shit. It's not if it was in your hometown or where you were wanting to go, or you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about all the
But you got to look at everything else that comes around with it, though, too, right? Because here's the thing: the big thing about the Super Bowl is the big boost to the local economy, and all these businesses have to plan accordingly. Well, yeah, because we got iced over. It all got messed up.
Oh, great.
There were so many events me and you were going to go to, and then we couldn't even leave the house. Like, it was crazy. But the economy, everything plans around it, because it's not just the people coming to see the Super Bowl. People go just for the event. They don't even get in the door. They just want to be there. But you have ESPN, Fox. I mean, every media outlet in the US is there covering it, and not just the US, but outside the US. So it's such a big event that to not know where it's going to be until 2 weeks before, you can't do it, because all the local businesses, you're going to have some where, like with some of this stuff, you have to order supplies months in advance to make sure you're going to have it then. Well, let's just go ahead and say you're a local business owner, and say you're a local Bills business owner, and you got to make some of these purchases a month or two in advance if it's going to be there and you're planning on it. Then all of a sudden they don't make it. Now look at all this product you're sitting on, right? And your small local businesses, it could put some of them out of business. Or it could be to the point to where they don't order it until they find out for sure. And then when people come to town, now you're not prepared for it, right? You're not able to have the food supply that you need or the product supply that you need. And now this 1 week can make your next 5 years. And you're not prepared for it. Now you can't do it.
You know what? That's probably the best point you've ever made on this show. Like, you're dead on the nail on this one, right? All the things that they have to do and prep for, and that's exactly right. They're not going to be able to get from their suppliers within 2 weeks. They're not going to be able to do all this other stuff, and you're absolutely right. And it's a massive planning. It's a massive event where you have all these vendors, all these people, the parties, the tailgates. It's a week-long thing. So if you've never been in a city that actually hosts this kind of thing, you have like certain part of the city is, like for us, it was like, I think it was Pittsburgh and I can't think of the other team that was in it for Dallas. One of them was Pittsburgh. So you had Steeler like bars everywhere. And then you had the other team. It was swamped, right? The flags are out front. This is where this party's going to be. This is where this party is. And you're right. They couldn't handle that kind of influx from like out of towners. Now we do pretty well. Let's be honest. Like Dallas and whatnot, we can handle.
It's a big metroplex, right? It's a huge metroplex, and they plan for a lot of stuff. But just remember everything that happened with that Super Bowl that was here, with all these businesses they planned. They made all these huge plans, and then we had that huge ice storm, and they didn't have the business that they had planned on, and all the food and all the merchandise they had to throw away, and how there were some businesses that went out of business because of this, because they had planned for all this and they spent all this money on this, and they planned their whole year around this 1 week,
Mm-hmm.
and they got hosed. And you had businesses that took loans out to prepare for that week.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have that business, and they weren't able to pay those loans back. And now you got businesses going out of business because of that.
I think that was a great point. I think you made a great point on that, because you're right. It's seriously is where it's a massive event, right? It's like NBA All-Star Weekend. Like, wherever that is, everyone just goes to it. And
that's a huge week for the whores.
When it's, dude, when it's like in Atlanta or something like that, holy shit. I mean, it gets crazy. Like, people are like, yeah, I'm going, that's my vacation. I'm going down there, and holy hell, when you hear the stories, you see the videos, or you've been around it, like, holy God.
You're talking about, let's talk about the Georgia area. When the Masters is there are some female performers that make their whole year income off of that 1 week.
Augusta's different. It's a little different place. Nice little town. I was told that it was like what is it? Middle-aged spring break or something like that. That's what they called it. Yeah, middle-aged spring break. And I was like, I looked around, I go, hey boys, we're middle-aged. We made it.
It's spring break, bitches.
And I was like, God, it was wild, and we got caught in a hurricane or a tornado or whatever the hell it was, and almost got thrown out of a strip club or two, and it was nuts. It was a nuts trip. It really was. It was crazy. But yeah, you're right. It's like that. I don't think they like the Masters there. I don't think the locals like the Masters at all.
The non-business owners, but the business owners, they love it. Someplace warm, a place where the beer flows like wine, where beautiful women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano.
Capistrano. This is from Dumb and Dumber.
I'm talking about a little place called Aspen. Oh man, but yeah, no, you have to have the Super Bowl at a neutral site, determined in advance, just because of the effects on the local economy and things like that. I don't like moving the championship games to neutral sites, just because you work all season for that home field advantage all the way through, and the championship games in the conferences aren't as big of an event as your Super Bowl. Your Super Bowl is huge. There are some people who watch one football game a year. A lot of people, they watch one football game a year, and it's a Super Bowl. And some of these people, the only game they watch is the one they go to. They go to the Super Bowl because it's a big, huge event. Who's who. Anyone who's anybody is there. That's why I haven't been there yet, because I'm nobody. But it's just this big status event. You have the big, huge red carpet, all that stuff. The Super Bowl is so much bigger than your conference championships. Your conference championships aren't that big spectacle that your Super Bowl is. Your Super Bowl is it's the number one event of the year. Whether you like football or not, there's a huge number of people that's the only game they watch. That's it. They don't watch anything until the Super Bowl. And some of them, it's because they go to the Super Bowl, whatever. But yeah, you got to have the Super Bowl at that neutral site for the planning and everything like that.
You've sold me. Keep Super Bowl at the neutral site, but let's do the championship games at the respective home team. Yes. Give them something to play for, because you're right. If it came down to it, then why is everybody trying so hard? Just get in the playoffs and win. That's all you have to do. You know what I mean? No, you don't need that first week, that first round bye. You don't need the home field advantage. You don't need this and that. Let's be honest. The teams that are in the actual, like, right now are the number 1 and 2 seeds, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw that. And I'm for it. I'm all for it. And then, of course, it's number 1 that we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll talk more about this game as we get a little bit closer to it. We're not making any picks this week. We're going to wait till next week. We're also going to cover, I don't know how many prop bets. We're going to pull up Bovado, Bet Online, or Caesar Sportsbook, and we're going to, I don't know what's going on over there. But yeah, we're going to pull that up, and then we're going to go through the entire prop bet list. We're going to go through them all. So Alan had to take a little break. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll see you in a second.
What's up, everybody? Ryan here from Let's Do a Podcast with my co-host, Anthony. We like to drink local craft beer, watch some really, really bad movies, and talk about it. So if you're into bad movies and good beer, honestly, you don't even have to be into good beer. If you just like bad movies, come hang out with us. We release a podcast, every two weeks. So make sure you check out our social medias. Make sure you know what we're watching and when it's going to be released. Come hang out with us. We try to have as much fun as possible while watching these crappy movies. Thanks, guys, and we can't wait to hang out with you.
Now I was muting it because of the simple fact that it puts off an echo.
Does
and
it?
Yeah, because it doesn't mute you anymore. It used to mute both of us, and for some reason today on Streamlab or StreamYard, it doesn't mute you. So instead of you just letting it go, you're like unmuting yourself over and over again. So then it just like,
Well, but hey, we've got a private conversation comment section where you could put that in there.
Nah, I figured most people would just pick up on it because if I mute you, can you not hear it?
No,
you're not paying attention.
No, I didn't hear an echo.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so usually there's an X, you see the X over mine. And then you're like, it has the X over here. Like,
I
need to be unmuted right now.
I didn't see it. You mute me all the time. So
I know, for good reason.
No, that's false.
But yeah, so like I was saying, like coming up for the Super Bowl, we're not going to make our picks this week. We're going to do it next week, and we're also going to go through all of our like prop bet picks, what we're kind of feeling. I mean, we go from everything, right? We pull up Bovada, Bet Online, or Caesars, and we go straight down. Now we won't hit like every 150 freaking prop bets there is, but we hot shot a bunch of them. And if you're part of the Patreon, we'll probably give you a couple extra little freebies. How about that?
Little extra cheddar, you know,
stuff that I'm actually, that we'll actually put our money on. So, but yeah, good. So again, little recap or whatever. We're having Taco Chaser Mexican style lager from Wichita Falls Brewing. Again, the can is a solid 5. And then I had that one can that was slightly off, but the rest have been pretty solid. Have you enjoyed them?
I've definitely enjoyed them. The first one was a little, I didn't know. But yeah, are you guys starting to dislike each other? Separate locations? No, Darren, it's a ice storm, ice apocalypse going on out here. The Walmart shut down at 3:00 today. Like I walked in like 2:30 to go get some stuff. And like I walk in and the guy at the front door, he's like yelling at me. He's like, "We're closing at 3 today, sir." I was like, okay. So I got like 30 minutes. Just got to go get some fish sticks and some rice and stuff for the family for dinner and stuff. So
how long does it take to shop? Like if the guy's yelling at you, this is a second story that you've told me that you've gotten. I'm starting to really think it's not. I'm getting one
yelling at, in my defense, he was yelling at everybody.
Right.
And then like, so I'm walking around the store and I'm getting my stuff. And then like every time I come across the associate, they're like, "Sir, we're closing in 20 minutes. Oh, okay.
Okay. So I've got to do something. I've got to, hey, I don't know if you have the Strikeout Beer business cards, but I'm going to need you to carry them on you.
Okay. I do have some, and I do always have some on me.
Okay. So every time you have a confrontation with someone like this, and it's like, even the manager you got an argument with, like Specs or wherever it was, or no, Goody. I need you to go, "Hey man, listen, let me go ahead and give you this card. We're going to, call us. And the phone lines will be open. Let me write it on the back Wednesday at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.
We can continue this conversation later. Just time out. Let's continue this later.
Okay. And just to be honest, I'm going to ask you about this particular event. We're going to go through it. We're going to have a conversation. Is that okay with you?
Here you go. Yeah. And not only am I going to do that, but when I see it starting to be in conversation, confrontation, I'm going to pull my phone out. I'm going to hit audio record, and I'm going to record me handing the guy a card, just the audio.
You should already be rolling.
Well, I didn't know there was going to be a confrontation. Like, but most times I go somewhere and they mark the item wrong. It's not a confrontation. They go, "Oh, sir, I'm sorry about that. Let me take care of that for you." Not this guy who's high in a power trip is like, "Well, we'll see about this. Let me go see what's going on." Okay.
We'll see about this.
And I got the other associate looking at me going, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "It's whatever. It's cool."
Expect the unexpected. Yeah, right. God almighty.
That guy was just, but yeah, like literally, I had like 5 people tell me. And then I had one associate tell me, like, there's 25 minutes before they close now. It's been another 5 minutes. Sir, we close in 25 minutes. Okay, I'm almost done. I'll be up front in a second. Sir, our registers shut down at 3 o'clock. No, they don't. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to call your bullshit here because I've worked at Walmart. I know how things work. Your registers don't shut down until you shut them down. So don't tell me, well, sir, if you're not checked out by 3 o'clock, you're not going to be able to pay for your items.
I swear to God, I wouldn't
Yes, I
know what to think if someone says, well, you know what? I used to work at Walmart. I'd be like, all right, I'm out on this. This conversation is in.
Like, I was just like, no, your registers don't shut down. Well, yes, really? No, they don't. And then I asked the guy, I was like, how long have you been a cashier? Well, I've never been a cashier, sir. Okay.
I think they're just kind of giving you a heads up, right? Because they know the typical Walmart customer, right? The typical Walmart customer takes a little bit extra time to do things and get moving about the store, and they're going for an afternoon, right? You don't go to Walmart to go for quick grocery shopping, right? You go to Walmart to socialize with people, hang out, eat a couple bananas, maybe have some grapes, stroll around in the garden section, grab, poke at some plants. See the clearance. You know what? Maybe I do need those Christmas. I know it's July, but man, Christmas is around the corner. So I need to go check out some of this other shit.
They already have Christmas stuff out for this next year.
It's not typical. I mean, he is typical pain in the ass. So, he's every one of his stories is him getting into an argument.
No, they're not.
With someone at the store, like management. If you check out the Monday, the stream.
Oh, yeah. Monday. Yeah. No, I definitely did. But that guy was an ass. You guys are picking up right where you left off the last time you drank on the show.
That's not my. I hear he has a thing for shopping carts too.
That is manufactured by TJ because TJ's upset because he kicks puppies.
I'm gonna get Alan a shirt that says they call me Karen or something, and he's just yeah. I agree with you, El Stud. Yeah. This freaking guy.
No. Nothing close to that. Nothing close to that.
Okay. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think of this beer? Let's go through it real quick. You ready? I'm
actually enjoying it. The first one was kind of, what's that?
What's the 5 things we're going to do?
Okay. Let's start off with can. Can is a 5. And we rate everything on a scale of 1 to 5. I absolutely love this can. You got the cool little art on it. It tells you a little bit of story. You got the drunk beer over here chasing the freaked out taco. He's scared, man. This taco is scared for his life, and he's running. And this guy, he caught his tacos, and those tacos are freaked out. Like
he's super excited, man.
Those tacos are concerned. They're quite concerned. I absolutely love the can. The can is awesome. That's the reason why I picked this one up. Like they had like 5 or 6 different beers there that I could get to go. I was a little disappointed because they didn't do individual beers. Like I like to get individual beers when I go to a brewery so I can get more of a selection, right? They just sold theirs in 6 packs and you get one beer. You get 6 of the one beer. So I will say that about my visit there. I did not like that, but I grabbed this beer because of the can.
Okay. All right.
Color is next. The color, this is a Mexican lager, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, it checks the box. Again, we're talking about box checking, right? This beer checks the box. The next one you've got is the smell. The smell is, I mean, it's a lager, right? You're not picking up a lot of smell on lagers, like honestly. They're smooth, crushable beers, which we'll talk about here in a second. Or actually, let's just talk about that now. Crushability. Well, it's high, right?
Well, real quick, you know how we talked about the first beer that we had that you couldn't smell anything. Now you can smell. It's a Mexican lager, right? It's a Mexican style lager or whatever for me. And now I know it is. You know what I mean? It tastes like it. It smells like it. So for me, I'm going to give it a 4. Because it tastes like it. It smells like
that. Right around there with you on that too. Yeah. And that leads to kind of like the crushability of it. Highly crushable with a low ABV. What was the ABV on this one?
5.2.
5.2%. It's not high, but it's not low, right? If you're in Oklahoma, it's a high ABV. Everywhere else in the world, it's not. but it's very crushable. Your lagers, especially your Mexican lagers, are built to crush. You know, they're built to drink ice cold and to crush it. Yeah.
Give it a 4.
And last but not least, just the overall taste of the beer. I'm a little bit conflicted with this one because the first one we had was it was flat, right? We kind of both kind of had, yours was more so than mine. I'm probably at like a 3 on this one then. You know, I'm going to go a little bit over the middle range. Again, we're rating the beers from scale 1 to 5. I'm at a 3 on this one for overall taste. I like it. I enjoy it. The first one I had, I was like, it's okay. The second one, I was like, okay, I'm actually enjoying this. And the third one, I agree. It's a beer that I like. I enjoy. I would buy this beer again. I'm supposed to be this month. I'm actually should be going back to Wichita Falls this month. And this is a beer I'd like to have on tap there when I go.
And I agree. I gave it a 3 for the last part, the taste, the consistency, because the first one I had was flat. After giving it 2 5s, 2 4s, and a 3, it comes out to a 4.2. 4.2 average for this beer. And I'm going to stand by my numbers. I really did enjoy the smell. I like the taste. I enjoyed the can art. That first one, this can could have been 4.5 all day long if it wasn't the first one wasn't flat.
First one. Yeah.
That's what did it.
Overall, good beer. I can go ahead and speak to the brewery. I had a great time when I was there, even though I drank a Heineken 0.0 while I was there. Had some pizza while I was there. They got a nice little pizza place there. The environment was really cool. It's a nice, spacious brewery. The guy working the bar was really cool. You know, I walked up there and he's like, "Hey, what can I get for you?" And I'm looking, and it was funny because I'm looking up there and they have their beers, and then they have on tap beers from other places.
Okay.
And the first beer they had on tap from another brewery was Fenris Park, which is from False Idol.
Funny.
And I kind of had a little chuckle. I was like, Fenris Park. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's a great beer." I go, "That brewery is right. It's a block away from my house. Like False Idol is right there. Like I could drive an hour and a half and still get it on tap." But yeah, they had a bunch of other like local Texas breweries on tap and things like that, which I thought was really cool. They had a little bit for everybody. Really cool brewery. I'm looking forward to going back again this month to check them out again and actually drink up one of their beers there on tap while I'm there, and I'll grab something else while I'm there too. But yeah, good beer. If you can get your hands on some of it, do it. If you're ever in Wichita Falls, check out Wichita Falls Brewing. Cool scene, cool location. Had a good time while I was there.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I just didn't like the one-off beer enough. If it's 2 beers out of 6 that don't work for me, I'm not really happy. Right? That for me, that's not consistency. It's going to be more of a letdown because, but if you give me those beers after I've already had the other 4, I probably won't even notice. I'll probably just crack them and go. And if I don't pour them, I wouldn't notice at all. I'll just be like, "Huh, different," or I'll just keep going, right? So, especially with what we just got through with dry January, and here we are with effed up, almost said October,
not over, effed up February. It's on. Yeah. It's on. A lot of beer reviews are going to come this month, guys. I'm just telling you right now. Be ready. You might not get it on all the socials every day, but there'll be some days where I'm just doing straight Patreon content. You know, like I did the first beer I had today, straight up a Patreon video. So if you want to see my first sip of alcohol for this year, that's over there on the Patreon. Which you can get on there for like $3 a month. Super cheap.
That's what I was about to say. If anybody wants to participate in that, you know, you get a lot of extra content, videos, things like that. And it's also a way of just buying the guys a beer, buying us a beer or something like that. It's $3 a month, and it's a way to support the show, support the podcast, and we really appreciate it. But yeah, we do mid-show beer chugs, things like that, and then we have a bunch of other beer reviews. I just did we're going to do a product review next week when Alan
I saw that. I was like, oh, I'm excited about that.
So we're buying weird shit on Amazon, and then we'll test it out and let you know what we think. And then of course we're gonna have giveaways, and also with our fantasy football league, right? Our fantasy football league is reserved for Patreon and Twitch subscribers. So just to give you a heads up on that.
Patreon first, and then Twitch after that. But yeah, guys, go check it out. You get a lot more content from us on there, as well as giveaways. Like I gave away last month. I gave away a $25 Amazon gift card. I have another one I'm going to give away. But I'm gonna wait till we get a couple more subscribers before I give that away. I want to get a few more people in there before I do that. So maybe once we hit 8, I think we're at 5 patrons. When we get 3 more, I'm going to do another $25 Amazon gift card giveaway, which is literally just me posting the card in there, and the first person to go in there and take it, it's theirs.
Make sure those noties are on.
Got to have those noties on, and you got to be old school because he's quick on the trigger.
Boy, he is quick. He is fast. He is super fast.
And that last one I posted, I swear to God, it was like 15 seconds later. I see the notification. Got it. I was like, God bless. He's just camping out on Patreon, just waiting.
Yeah, he ain't playing. Do we got anything else before we go? Before we call it a day, and then
we
go to the
got stuff.
Should we save it for late night?
We definitely have some stuff. I mean, obviously, we got some stuff we're going to have to save for the late night. I do want to talk a little bit about the Pro Bowl. I think that'll be more of a late night thing, just because it's not a quick conversation, right?
Okay.
But let's throw this out there, because today is national, and we got 3 different days. I was sleeping overnight at the door. Today is national. It was several things, but there was 3 that kind of stuck out to me.
Okay.
National Texas Day, Dark Chocolate,
all right, and
Serpent Day. Which serpent is just all serpents, right? Texas sticks out because we live in Texas, right? So it's like, what do you think about National Texas Day? What are your thoughts?
I celebrate I celebrate Texas, like Texas actual day. You know what I mean? Like there's a Texas Day, and that's when Texas became its own. You know, it's usually is it? Oh, it is. Today is it or tomorrow? Tomorrow. Texas Independence Day is actually March 2nd, 2023. Okay. Like, but National Texas Day or whatever is on. I don't know why it's on the 1st. It's kind of weird.
Say March? March is next month.
Oh yeah, next month. Sorry. So Independence Day for Texas is March 2nd, but Texas Day nationally is celebrated on February 1st. I don't know what the hell.
Texas Independence Day. We once had a guy that we played softball with that couldn't make it to the game because it was Texas Independence Day, and he was throwing a party.
Because I got to go.
Like,
I got a party.
I won't be here next week. We're like, what do you mean? Well, it's National Texas Independence Day. Okay. Well, I got a party. I'm throwing a party.
Yeah.
You're throwing a party for that? Yeah, man. It's going to be a rager. You guys should come. Well, we got a softball game to play, buddy. Like, he's like, yeah, let's just skip the game and just come to the party. I'm like,
I mean, if we had more people, I definitely would have went. Like, if we would have had people to fill in for us, yeah, I would have.
But this was also the guy we called him Fingers for a reason.
Yeah,
because he expressed out of the blue, like we weren't even this subject wasn't even being broached or talked about. We're just sitting there drinking, having a good time. We're done playing softball. He's like, "Hey guys, you guys like it when someone sticks a finger up your butt?" We're like, "What?" Yeah, you just kind of reach around, sticks a finger. What, man? No, man, I really like that. What about you guys? Well,
can't say it ever happened, Chief. I don't know.
I don't understand what's going on right now. Like, what brought that up? I don't know, man. I was just thinking about it. You were just sitting there thinking about someone sticking a finger in your butt.
He was looking forward to it. He's like, man,
man.
I can't wait. He goes, it's gonna be so much fun.
And he's like, yeah, just not one. Sometimes two. You're like, huh. All right, Fingers.
Alan's just sitting there short circuiting. You're like,
I mean, we were talking about like, I don't, probably like frisbee golf or something. Like,
that's close enough. He was in the ballpark. What are you gonna do? He was in the ballpark.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, guys, come out to my party. Nah, man, I think I'm good, man. Like,
sounds like a cool time. I mean, hell, I was like, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I might as well go. I was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe I won't show up next week. You're like, no, man, no, yeah, you don't want to go there. You don't know what'll happen. I go, well, I just want to see what's going on.
I feel like he's just throwing that feeler out there, right? He's like, hey, you guys like fingers in your butt? Like, looking around, just waiting for someone to raise their hand and stuff. Like, oh, man, I'm good, man. Like,
Shit. All right,
I'm pretty open-minded, but I'm not gonna sit here and talk about to a bunch of dudes about fingers in your butt. Like,
it doesn't sound like you're open-minded at all.
Next thing you know, it's a small penis. Like, it's the next step, right?
All right, I gotta mute you. Run us out of here, will you?
What?
Well, because when you talk, it talks over the thing or whatever. You know how StreamYard works. You know how StreamYard works.
You're just trying to. Okay, I don't.
Be crazy.
Whatever. But hey, you know what, guys? Thank you so much.
We're not going anywhere now. We're not going anywhere now.
We're not going anywhere now. Okay, we're back.
Big shout out to Boiler. Coming at that tier 1. I walk into this butts and penises. Tier 1 sub for 19 months. Thank you so much, dude. How are you? How you doing tonight?
Raise a glass, the Boiler.
I wish I had something. I'm out of everything.
Oh, I had the kid bring me some.
I'm out of all of it.
I'm drinking what I had. This is my first beer that I had this year. Lighthearted Ale from Bell's Brewing, one of my favorite breweries. Low cal IPA, phenomenal, delicious beer.
You got to take a drink from Hostile Doc. Get after it. Cheers. There you go. I'll pay you back on the next one. That's what I'll do. The next show. Cheers. Boiler, how are you doing? I hope everything's well. Yeah, talking about that. Talking about Patreon. Talking about just everything.
Just whatever. It's nice to be drinking beer again. Like,
yeah, I agree. It was a long month. Like,
it was very long.
January is a long month to begin with.
31 days. God.
And then on top of it, because it's after the holidays, right? So then you went through, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then you're like, all right, New Year, here we go. And it's always the longest freaking month of the year. I don't know why. It is. But then we did dry January, and I'm like, it's not even that I want to just slam beer all the time. It's that I just wanted to have a drink after a long day of work, or I was out in the garage. I was sitting there just doing stuff around the house. I'm like, you know what I want right now is a Miller Lite, man.
We're going through the heart of the playoffs in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here knocking back Bush and A's. It's just like,
yeah, wasn't working. All good here, better than the frozen tundra down in Texas. I'm telling you. Yeah, we're frozen up down here.
It's not so bad where I'm at. Like, the rain really thawed a lot of stuff out. It was just wet roads today. But you had a lot of stuff still closed down today. Do you know what events they'll have tomorrow? The Pro Bowl. We'll talk about that during late night or after dark. We're going to talk about that during after dark. Not just that, but let's discuss the high quality content of QBs being thrown out there by the AFC.
Jesus.
I'm excited about that. It's going to be -20, -30 on Saturday where I live. Not here. We're going to be in the 50s, 60s this weekend.
I was going to go play golf this weekend. I was like, I think on Sunday I'm going to just go play. I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be gorgeous.
-50 on the mountain. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, buddy.
Now we have we put if you're on Facebook or Twitter or whatnot, and you've seen the post for the squares, the Super Bowl.
Squares are a real thing.
That's already been out there, and I think we've sold like 40 out of 60 within one night. So if you want in on that, go to Facebook, look at the updated. You'll see the pinned post on there, and you'll see the most up-to-date picture of what squares have been taken. They're $10 a square.
It's filling up so quick. Like, I honestly want to have a conversation with you about doing a second one. Like, it's filled up so fast, and that's with a limited number of people. I will say I almost got mad at Lizzie for a second because you threw the squares out there, and she's one of the first ones to comment on it, and she's claiming squares, and one of the squares she claimed was 14. And I was like, what the is Lizzie? But then she was claiming it for somebody else.
Yeah. So
she gets the pass. But if that had been for her and she claimed 14, I would have had to have words with her. But it was for somebody else. So we're good. We're good.
Whoa. Exactly.
It wasn't you. It was for someone else, Lizzie. So
hey, you should have. You know what? You should have sent over the thing saying, "Hey, here's the money I'm in. It's 14."
As soon as I saw the post, it was already claimed. I didn't have a chance.
I don't hold on to money.
She knows when it's posted because you're sitting right there next to her.
No.
No, me.
I posted it, and then I was like, and then all of a sudden everything started coming in. They even went through the night.
Or is that on you? Because I'm going to take 14, so you should already had that put aside.
Nope. You got to respond to the. Make sure those noties are on.
I wouldn't let anybody claim 25, but hey, whatever.
Make sure those noties are on.
So
because make sure those noties are on. because with these we have about 60 squares left. They're $10 a pop. We're doing first, second, third, and fourth on that, and I'm looking forward to it.
Also, I'll take a bet on Lizzie winning that confrontation and then with a Strikeout Beer business card.
Yeah, once you deal with Lizzie next week, let me know how it goes. First off, let me know if you get through the door, and then two, let me know if you get back out the door alive.
I'll get through the door. I mean, hey, if I get out the door, it might not be alive, but I'm getting out.
That's what I'm saying. That's like some people. I'll get through the door like as soon as you walk in. Yeah. So there you go. Hostile, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for the continued sub, the continued support. And like I said earlier, you know what I mean?
And Boiler.
Oh, shit. I meant to say Boiler. That's what I meant to say.
I mean, I know Hostile always subs up too. But Boiler was the one who did it a little while ago. I'm just saying, like
that's who I meant to say. So like I said, thank you to that. And if you are listening on wherever you stream your favorite podcast or your least favorite podcast, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio,
Bullhorn, Deezer, whatever.
Make sure you know that there's patreon.com/strikeoutbeer for more content, and you can support the podcast and whatnot for as low as $3 a month, just buying us a beer, and you get in there. We have a lot of different polls as well. Like, hey, you recommend the beer for us, things like that. So there's some added benefits and perks for it. So
you get to see the beers in advance before anybody else to know what we're going to be drinking each week and things like that. I've actually got a bunch of beers because like I went crazy this week buying beers. Like I went to Goody Goody and I bought like 6 different beers. I went to False Idol and I bought 4 different beers when I picked up beer from there. When I went to Martin House, I picked up 4 different beers from there. So there's a ton of beers that I've bought. Some of them are for one-off beer reviews for me and Rapid Dave because I just bought one of them. So those will be stuff that we do pre-show and post throughout the week. But then there was also a lot of 6-packs and things like that. I got a mixed 12-pack that's got a mixed 6-pack that's got 3 different beers, 2 of each that we'll be drinking and things like that. Just a lot of beer content coming up.
Yep, absolutely. And that doesn't include the actual going to breweries and things like that. Put out, so.
Which, I threw it out there last month. I talked about it after I went to Wichita Falls because we talked about like goals for going to the different breweries this year, breweries we never been to. And you said you're going to at least do 12. I think you said somewhere between 12 and 15 or something like that was your goal. 50. Okay. You're not going to 50 different breweries this year. That you've never been to.
Yeah. Oh, that I've never been to?
Yeah.
I'm just going to
that was what we talked about. Right. But I talked about how, I think I wasn't quite at 12, but after going to Wichita Falls, I was like, you know what? I'm going to at least give you 12 this year. Hopefully more. But I will do 12. I will do a brewery every month. So there will be an Allen Brewery of the month, a different brewery that I visit. January was Wichita Falls Brewery. Stay tuned for what's going to be for February. I don't know yet. But there will be a new brewery I've never been to that I will talk about in February and every month. So
there you go.
Looking forward to it. Plus a bunch of breweries I've been to. I would have went to a brewery today, but they were all closed.
Right. That's all I want to do. I just want to go to 3 Nations and have a beer. Couldn't do it.
I honestly, I wanted to go to Brutal today and go get a pizza and get some beer and have their beer be my first beer of the year, but they weren't open today.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no. And I was like, okay, what about False Idol? Oh, closed. Okay. Turning Point closed. Son of a, why won't anybody be open?
God, run us out of here.
But hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We'll be back in a little bit. We're going to drink some more beer, we got NFL Pro Bowl to talk about. We're going to talk about the heater settings. Little thermostat talk for you. We got a Would You Rather we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, what else we got here? I want to talk about Mr. Beast. He's got a little bit of controversy coming up this week, and a couple other things. We're going to get into the Pro Bowl talk, the Pro Bowl game, the AFC quarterbacks, and all the skills competitions. Looking forward to that, guys. But thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. It's great to be drinking real beer again. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces.